We're here at AQS Quilt Week for the Paducah 2018 show. And I'm standing here with Karen Grover, and you're one of our winners. And you're in the small wall quilt, stationary machine quilted, that's sponsored by Koala.
Right.
And golly, what a pretty quilt.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
Now have you won at our show before?
No, this is my 5th time I've entered, and I've not won before, so it was a wonderful surprise.
Well, so you know what? It just goes to prove that you don't give up, right?
Right.
You know?
You enter and you enter and you enter.
And you know what? In every show, it really depends on what else is there.
Right.
And so yours was the top of the heap in this category.
That's true. That's true. It's a wonderful thing.
All right, so let's talk about how you put the quilt together and what the inspiration was.
Okay, the inspiration came from a piece of fabric that my daughter had brought back from Bali. And these birds were on it, and I did not want to cut them up because the movement was so great in the birds, and so I used them. I used rotary purse, and the tails lent themselves to these great vines, so that part almost designed itself. And then this is the milleflori quilt, which I love.
Oh, sure.
And there's no way I do the whole thing because it would drive me nuts. But
sections of it.
Yes, but one little section of it, it worked really well, and so that part came together. The border was another story. It fought me all the way.
Well, but you know what? This really does make a nice focal point in the center,
Yes.
then surrounded by the birds and that feathery looking.
Right, right. So then the border just was difficult, and can't tell you how many times I took it apart and put it back together. That's unusual for me. I usually do a quilt, it's done, and that's it. But
well, I can tell you what makes your border is that beautiful basket weave quilting.
yes, that's wonderful. It just flattened the whole quilt out so that the center stood out from the background, which I thought was just a nice additional kind of thing for it.
Well, it's a really beautiful quilt, and so in the center you did just pebbles.
Yes.
In different sizes.
Yeah, to kind of contrast to the straight lines in the border. And then one of the things I'd like to point out is this, it's probably hard to see, but there's this thread work that's done on here. And I was sitting one day trying to figure out how to make these vines look more interesting. And I turned on the quilt show, and there they were showing this technique of using pearl cotton on your sewing machine, and you stitch and twist and stitch and twist and stitch and twist, and it was just what I was looking for. And it outlined everything just beautifully, and it gave the vines a little bit more definition. It was wonderful.
Well, and that does make a really interesting design on the edge of your pieces, doesn't
Yes,
it?
yes.
And it looks like holes are cut in here, but it's just that the piece is missing here, right?
No, the piece is there, but it's the same as the background.
The same as the, so
and
you
I
actually
quilted
pieced
it like the background, so you would think that it was missing.
Looks like holes, doesn't
right,
it?
Right.
Well, it's a beautiful quilt, and again, congratulations.
Thank you.
On being
Thank you.
a first place winner here at AQS
Yes.
Quilt Week. And we hope that you'll enter your quilts at AQS Quilt Week because it's pretty easy to do, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's easy to do, and every once in a while, the gods all smile on you and you win.
That's right. So we'll see you at another AQS Quilt Week.